All right, week 1, we worked 1 hour on his project. Week 2, he worked on his project for 2 hours. 2 hours. So we do all the way up to 2, line 2. See the number 2 over here. Then week 3, he worked on his project for 4 hours. Let's go all the way up to 4. On week 3, he worked on his project for 4 hours. So going all the way up to the 4. And then on the last week, week 4, he worked only 3 hours. So we're only going to 3. More on. Which one did he work more on? Week 3 or week 4, Chase? Week 3. So Nathan worked more hours in week 3 than week 4. That is a conclusion I make. Conclusion is something you can tell by the graph. I also can conclude that he worked the least amount on week 1. And he worked the most amount of hours on week 3. Okay, let's go to the next page. We're going to use this data to make a conclusion. A conclusion is something we can tell by looking at the graph. So look at this graph. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. This is a plant height, and this is how many inches. In week 1, it was 2 inches. In week 2, it was 3 inches. In week 3, it was 4 inches. And in week 7, week 4, it was 7 inches. So what do you notice about this graph? The height of the plant, what? What happens every week by looking at this graph? The height of the plant, that means how tall it is. The height of the plant does what, Kate? It grows taller every week. Now we're going to use a word that we haven't used before. It's called increase and decrease. Increase means it goes up, and decrease means it goes down. So did the height of the plant increase or decrease? What did it do? Increase or decrease? It increased, yes. The height of the plant increased. That's a big word. Each week. Every week it got taller. No week did it get shorter. So the height of the plant increased. I-N-C-R-E-A-S-E-D. That's a big word. The height of the plant increased each week. Rainfall in my town. This is each month. Are we doing weeks anymore? No, we're doing months. And this tells me how many inches. Oh, this one was inches. This tells me how many inches of rain. This one told me how many inches, how tall the plant was. But this one tells me how many inches of rain. So in May, we got 4 inches of rain. In June, we got 3 inches of rain. In July, there were 2 inches of rain. And in August, there was 1 inch of rain in their town. Now, did the amount of rainfall each month increase, go up, or decrease, go down? Is this an increase or decrease, Heather? Decrease. Decrease means goes down. So the amount of rainfall decreased. I'm going to do a little bit different. Now I'm going to not say each month. I'm going to say decreased from May to, we started in May and we went to August. That's another way you could write it. I could write decrease each month or decrease from May to August. So we're just writing it a little different this time. The top. Now this one says puppy weight. So they got a new puppy. And this is how much it weighs in pounds. So how many pounds did it weigh week 1? Chase? 2. How many pounds did it weigh week 3? Sydney, how many pounds week 2, sorry. How many pounds did it weigh on week 2? 3. How many pounds did it weigh on week 3? Heather? 5. How many pounds did it weigh on week 6? Cooper? 6. Week 4. Goodness gracious. Week 1 was 2 pounds. Week 2 was 3 pounds. Week 3 was 5 pounds. And week 4 was 6 pounds. So, looking at that, did the weight of the puppy increase from week 1 to week 4 or decrease from week 1 to week 4? Grant? Increase. That's right. That wouldn't make much sense if the puppy's weight went down, right? They might have to take it to the vet if it's losing weight. Because puppies are growing just like kids. So the weight of the puppy increased from week 1 to week 4. We're spelling the word week a lot. It increased from week 1 to week 4. Or you could say it increased from each week, I guess we could say. We made a conclusion on what we saw in the graph. Now we're going to do a prediction. Prediction is we're going to look at the graph and predict what's going to happen the next one. If there was another bar graph, here we go. So if it's increasing, the next one would be bigger. If it's decreasing, the next one would be smaller. So we said that this one's increasing. So if there was a week 5, how many pounds do you think it might be? We went 2, 3, 5, 6. What do you think week 5 would be? What do you think, Blaze? 7. You could put 7. Or you could put 8, because sometimes it went up 2 and sometimes it went up 1. So you could put 7 or 8. Remember, predictions are wrong, but I wouldn't take 100. It wouldn't go from 6 pounds to 100 pounds in 1 week. Or even 20, or even 10, really. Just a few pounds, because it never went up more than 2. This was 2, 3, that's 1. 3 to 5 was 2. 5 to 6 went up 1. So I would say it would go up 1 or 2. So that's why I would take 7 or 8 as your answer. Yes. Nope, it's not going to be 7 and 8 pounds one week. On the same day. It's only going to be 1 pound, but I would take both answers, 7 or 8. Learning to play the guitar. Describe the change that the data shows. So, this tells me how long she was in guitar practice. Week 1, how many hours was she in guitar practice on week 1, Wyatt? On week 1, how many hours? 1 hour. Week 2, how many hours did she practice piano, Emsley, or guitar, Emsley? 2. Week 3, how many hours did she practice, Emma? 4. Week 4, how many hours did she practice, Lily? 5. So, the amount of practice time, did it increase or decrease from week 1 to week 4? Did it increase or decrease, Xavier? Increased. It got bigger. Increase means get bigger. So the amount of practice time increased from week 1 to week 4. Here we're using that spelling word a lot again. Okay. So, thinking about our predictions and what we know from this, why would you think her number of hours changed from week to week? Why would one week she does 1 hour, and the next week she does 2 hours, next week she does 4 hours, next week she does 5 hours? Why would those change for someone that's learning how to play guitar? Maybe she's liking it more. That could be an answer. Xavier? Okay, so maybe her hands are getting more used to playing the guitar so she can play for longer. Heather? She's getting used to it. Emma? Maybe she's getting better and she likes it, so she wants to practice more, right? Chase? Yeah, she's liking it. So go ahead and write any of those things here. Why do you think that she's having more hours each week? Go ahead and write which one of those you think. Any of those we just talked about? Yes. As long as it's a reason why her hours would go up. Yes. Yep. Right? Why you think her hours